FM enthusiasts, this is FME Attention Undivided. We get to lock in with a really important creator and just kind of talk about what's going on with them, and where they've been at, where they're going. And it's fantastic because we have color-coded hats, so this is good. We both got orange involved in our hats. I am Dan O, the ringmaster of the circus here, and I am joined by a solid gold spitter. We're talking about, throws Al Green's grits on the hot beats he picks. Flashius Clayton is here.
Peace. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks for having me.
No, it was, and I know when you dropped Dust Diary with Jster, and
yep,
I've been getting a lot of burn. I've seen people reviewing it and talking about it, and kind of coming back to you in a new way. And I know you said that when it dropped, some people said it was better than Wolf Moon.
I heard people say that for sure.
How do you feel? How do you feel about where it is in your catalog?
It's like, for me, it's like kind of like a more fully fledged sweet kind of joint, like how Goodfella. I don't know if you've ever heard that Goodfella joint.
Oh, okay. With who produced it?
Man, it was like it's like a 10-minute, 30-second movement. It's a sweep, like classical music, like
right.
A continuous piece of music meant to be digested all in one sitting,
Nice.
So it I had Nephew Hesh, Historian, Pharma. I think that's it.
Ooh. That's a good crew.
But it was like 7 beats, 5 songs, and Knack is on it.
Wow, it's
right.
It's incredible, man. You've been able to really situate yourself in like the best place.
Yeah, you know what it is, man.
Production wise, feature wise, like just it's amazing. Go ahead.
It's like that was just being at the right place at the right time, right place, right time kind of thing. Like that was like 2017 when that shit started popping off, and the Renaissance was really starting to hit its stride, right?
Yeah,
2017 was a big year,
Yeah.
Like Griselda had a lot of steam,
right?
Dudes like Knack, Rome, like dudes. I was in that freshman class that, Rome and Knack and who else? A lot of dudes from that 2017 class is doing big things right now,
Yeah, no, that's I'm glad. Right. I'm glad you dated it. I was just talking about this with YL last week about like how New York was kind of in a rough spot for a period of time.
Oh yeah.
It was commercial, and it was like
the whole sound.
Yeah, it was part of. It felt like it was taking from other places rather than setting the standard, right?
Right. Definitely. They started using when shit stopped being regional, like in the digital age, right? New York stopped making New York beats for the most part, right? Like New York shit, it turned into something else. It was like Southern flavored,
It's totally
sometimes
unfair.
Bay Area flavored,
Totally unfair of me, but I always think of Ron Browse when I think of the bad era.
Yeah, no, he had a lot to do with it.
But
for better or worse, because I mean, like Ron Browse did this shit too, though. Don't forget that,
No, you can't. You can't. It's just like at some point he became Ether Boy, and there was like a lot of
that shit though. Yeah, that shit was
stuff going on. But yeah, after that, like we were talking about the etymology of it, we were talking about like Rock Marciano, Ka comes in.
Right? Nah, I'm you know, like I'm a student of the whole shit, like the whole era, like you know, I seen it coming from years back, you know, like I first started listening to rock off of Peach Meadows, you know.
Yeah.
That Peach Meadows album really got me into the UN. Like I vaguely remembered him from like, you know, Rap City, Flip Mode shit, you know. But it was really that Peach Meadows shit that got me open to rock and you know, Pete. I'm a huge Pete Rock fan. I'm a disciple of sorts, you know, of Pete Rock. Like
yeah, no, Pete. I mean, I think Troy is my favorite beat of all time.
Yeah, that's probably the best beat ever made, you know.
But
yeah, he got shit beyond that though, you know.
No, totally, 100%. He's
way beyond that. Like,
I mean, even like that last Blackout album when he did that single for that shit, and it smashed. He had a group with somebody. Oh, Dizza. He had a group with Dizza.
Oh yeah, that shit was hot. Yeah, it
was dope. I loved it. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's still doing it, you know. Shout out to Pete Rock.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you marked 2017. It felt like 2017 was when people realized there were just a lot of available cool choices in the underground for this kind of music. You know, It wasn't a one-note thing. You could go over here, you could go over there, and everybody was doing their own flavor with it.
Yeah, I mean, like I seen dudes like Mavi blow up, you know.
Yeah.
Like Mavi going from unknown to fucking superstar status, you know?
Right up. Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. And in terms of Dust Diary, for you, it feels like a different step because this feels like a theme that carries all the way through. The interludes connect.
Yeah.
It's a real cohesive.
It is. That was all Jaster, you know. He we kind of came up with the concept late in the game, you know.
Yeah.
And when it came time to name the shit, you know, it was like Dust Diary was the first thing that came to me, and it's a nod to the Rum Diary.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite. Huh?
Yeah, one of my favorite books.
Me too. That's one of the best novels, right? That's a great fucking book, right?
When I was in creative writing classes, and they would say like, "Who's the writers who inspired you?" and people would be like, J.R. Tolkien or like Asimov. They were all really specifically genred, and I would be like, Jack Kerouac, Hunter Thompson, you know, and they'd be like, "You're nuts," you know. Well, you know,
man, I think Hunter might be the good doctor. I think. You know, that's a big influence of mine. I'm glad you brought it up first, you know, because like Hunter Thompson is one of my fucking idols, man.
Loved it. I think what it taught me because I love writing in first person. That's really kind of not that's not a popular thing for writers.
Right. The Gonzo shit, right?
Right. And I'm also not boring. I just can't be boring. I can't do like a boringly paced thing. And if you read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, that shit moves. You're done with it. You're done.
That shit blew my mind when I read it. You know, like because you see a dude successfully breaking every rule that they told you in English class, right? He just throws it all out the book, like the first Hunter Thompson paragraph you encounter. You know, if you're a word person, it's just like it's an explosion of fucking colorful language and shit, you know, like you should be able to hear that type of, you should be able to hear a thumbprint in my music, you know, like when it comes to just saying outlandish shit, you know, I tweet a lot of outlandish shit, you know.
And he was, don't get me wrong, this is a different era, right? And so some people might go to Hunter Thompson and be like, I went and read that and it offended me, and he's offensive, like he's for real, he gets into some shit. But it's raw, it's emotional, it's true, right? Like, if he says some rough shit, he stands on it and he examines his heart on that shit.
He's the fucking man, you know?
Yep.
He's the motherfucking man, dude. Like,
No, it was fearless, and what he did, and I'm glad he did it. It influenced a lot of people, with me included. But
Yeah,
yeah, no,
yeah, he's copied like it's not even like an underground thing. It's like a mainstream thing to fucking dick ride Hunter Thompson, you know? Because right. like people do the you know, the voice and shit, you know? Mm-hmm. He has a character that kind of like it fucking like intoxicates people. Like it changes you once you take that fucking Raul Duke energy in, you know, and like, you know, like for like the way it ended up, I wanted it, you know, the Dust Diary to be like the Angel Dust version of the Rum Diary in ways, you know.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I mean, and it makes sense because the Dust Diary, it's kind of like being on dust means you're capable of anything. And
right, it's superhero shit, right?
Your flow is just like, I could do anything right now. Don't fuck with me.
Right. For real though, right? Like yeah. I really, I don't know if people really got it, man. Like, I don't think people are like, you know, really keyed into how like everything kind of connected with itself, and like, you know, like the shit started, the whole shit started off with the song with Skunks. We did that right before the pandemic started in late December, early January 2019, right?
Yeah.
The pandemic jumped off like fucking what, 2-3 months later?
Right.
But we were locked in Hollywood in this Airbnb, and man, we knocked out some fucking fire. Like I want to play some of it. Is that cool? Like if I play some of the shit that I'm talking about.
I just want to say that shout out to Skunks, because I don't know if he's having his best year ever, but I hear him everywhere and he's destroying it. He's
the man. That's my brother. You know, Skunks is he's a real life rap superstar. You know, he just got that aura and that energy that makes everybody want to fuck with him, you know, and he's popping right now. You know, he's on tour of Rome, Audio Narco tour. Shout out to the, you know, I love seeing that shit, man. Like, you know, like I remember like first coming across Rome like 2017, 2018, mm-hmm. and he was virtually unknown, you know, outside of his Brooklyn set, you know.
Yep.
And to go from that to probably be like one of the top 3 dudes right now, right?
Yeah,
and underground
technician, you know what I mean? Just somebody.
Yeah, he's a savage, man. He's a motherfucking savage, and like that shit inspires me to see people close to me doing it. Like, you know, mm-hmm. I'm coming across too many tangents and shit right now, but you know, before I get sidetracked, you know, like. The Dust Diary, you know, I don't know if it's better than Wolf Moon, but my writing is better. Like I'm more polished.
Yep.
And if the writing isn't better, the songwriting is definitely better. You know. I like to think. I think, you know.
Is it, you almost feel like 91 Jordan versus 97 Jordan or something, where you're just like were. Wolf Moon, you were so excited. It was like Anchorman fight scene, and it was fucking
right. And it's not that polished. It's like when I listen to it now, it's a little like I'm a little, you know, I'm like, damn, I could have did that a little better. I wish I would have recorded that over that part, you know.
Right.
Whereas the Dust Diary, there's not a lot of that. Even the way, you know, like I love the interlude style. Being a student of Pete Rock, you know.
Right.
So with the interludes weren't designed to have raps on them. Like Jason just wanted to catch some wreck in between songs and shit. But I heard the beats and I was like, fuck. Like that's why I said that in that one. I was like, why the fuck you ain't send me this to fucking rap on, man? Like, that's great as shit. Like,
right.
How dare you? How dare you not send me this shit to fucking rap on? No, murder this. Come on, bro. So and then it's like, you know, Jason's a really dope graffiti artist, man. Like. Mm-hmm. He's fucking ill, and like it's dope because he's from San Mateo County. I'm from Daly City. That's the edge of San Mateo County, like close where I'm from is right by San Francisco. but we're kind of from the same area and shit, you know. And you know, my style is very New York centric, and so is his with the graffiti and the beats too,
right.
You know.
Yeah, no, it's. And I was thinking about it. I was talking to Mantis the Miasma. Shout out to Mantis the Miasma, who is in the West Coast and does have East Coast tastes, right?
Right.
And he was talking about how weird it is to come up in a region when your tastes are in another region. And
right. I mean,
that it can be.
It just be like that. It's like kids loving anime or something nowadays, right? Like you ain't from fucking Japan, but like that shit resonates with you, and like, you know, like Jster shit looks like if you spliced up. I don't know if you know about graffiti and shit, but if you spliced up Sess and Purr's letters, like you would get Jster, and I even see like echoes of their, you know, like I could tell he was influenced by the same fucking graffiti magazines I was influenced by, you know.
Wow, that's awesome.
And graffiti is that was my natural element. That's why I started in hip hop, you know. Was graffiti, and I got arrested quick, you know. Like I started when I was 13, got arrested when I was 13 that summer, you know. And my mom's locked me down, you know. My mom's had me on motherfucking. I was grounded for the rest of my teenage years, basically, you know, because of that shit when I was 13. But you know, I started with the graffiti because, you know, back then you couldn't just be a fucking punk kid trying to rap. You know, you like I remember the first time trying to rap in like high school. I was 15. They fucking laughed at me, man. They fucking like I wasn't even trying to battle. I was just trying to rap with this dude in the school who was known for being nice, but it turned into a battle like in front of my eyes and shit, you know?
Right.
And the whole class just saw me get fucking like ether, right? Like he just shitted on me. So like I left that school and come back. When I came back, I seen that dude, and I was trying to go at him because I, you know, on some kung fu master shit, you know?
Right.
Like, oh yeah, you beat me that time, but I'm about to fuck you up right now. He didn't even rap no more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All the dudes like I left in sophomore year and came back after senior year, and all the dudes who was nice when I was in high school, they stopped rapping and shit, you know. They just fucking gave up, and you know.
Yeah, no, there was a time, and I remember I had a conversation in the hallway of my high school that's always stuck with me. This was after Tupac died. This was after Biggie died, and shit was commercial. Right? All the hits. This was like Hootie and the Blowfish.
Like 98, 99?
Yeah. This is all like super commercial. The only rap you can find is like No Limit, some J, whatever, right?
98, 99. Yep.
So, and I hit him in the hallway. This dude is like, you know, serious rap dude that I know. And I'm like, man, shit is hurting right now. Like, you know, all that shit fell off, and he's like, no, we just got rid of the people who don't take it serious. Now it's the real purebreds doing this shit. Like,
right,
we need it.
No, I like that. Like that's like some jazz shit to me, right? Like jazz. Right. At one point, jazz was the hot shit, right?
Yep.
That shit was scandalizing fucking parents and shit in the 20s up to the late 40s and 50s, right?
Right.
Even up to the 60s. And then, you know, now it's hip hop, you know?
Yeah, no, they chose their way out of the stage, right? Because like swing was the biggest thing in the world.
It was huge. It changed the fucking world, you know?
And then the next crew of great jazz people were like, fuck that. We're making it complicated, and you're either here or you're
right. Avant-garde shit, like
yeah, like, you know, Dizzy and Bird and all that shit. Like they were just coming out there being like, fit all the notes in, fuck you, listen or don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We're just flexing straight theory, like you, like fuck you if you don't get it. But like, yeah, that shit is dope, man. Like I play bass, man. I play bass guitar a little bit.
Oh, that's awesome.
But you know, like I studied James Jamerson the most. Like that's my favorite bassist, the Motown bassist, you know?
Oh, that's good. That's good shit.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah, he's the fucking man. He's another one of my idols, you know.
That's James. When I started getting up on jazz, I always felt like the best of every instrument was a jazz player.
No, they are like they're really, there isn't a form of music more like militantly fucking intelligent, you know?
Right. No,
like the science that goes into jazz, like I get annoyed when people talk about shit being jazzy, you know, because we like to sample jazz and shit, right? And turn it into some hip hop shit. But I don't know if people trying to get jazzy really got the chops to be talking that jazz shit though, you know? Because it's some heavy duty shit. And like when I was studying bass, I learned how to play a lot of styles, like pretty good, you know, like better than you would think, you know. Like no, I could play a lot of songs and shit, but like the jazz shit is like it's the fucking final boss, you know.
Right. I mean, when to go real nerdy here and to say one of the things I don't like the people do, right? I think rap producers sometimes have a natural predilection to like tighten the loop as tight as they can get, right? So
you mean like quantize it, make it all robotic and shit?
You sample a jazz horn and then you tighten it and you ruined it, right? Because like if you're doing a jazz sample, you kind of need to let the notes breathe a little bit for people to really soak it in. So like I've been listening to a lot of Ray West, right? Ray West shit with OC and AG. Great letting pianos breathe, letting horns breathe, so that there's a real essence to it, you know?
Yeah, man. Like, you know, I make beats too, you know, and part of making beats is having the good taste. Excuse me, I'm looking for a lighter real quick.
Go ahead, yeah.
I just fucking had one too. I don't know what the fuck I did with it. Oh yeah, go. So.
But yeah, you did the intro. You did the intro and the outro, right? On
Wolf Moon.
Yeah,
I did the. I hooked up the sample for the outro. I did beats on the intro. I did an interlude, but you know what it is? It's hard for me to rap on my own beats, you know?
Yeah.
Because I really fucking let me show you like a flash beat, like a signature type of flash beat. You hear what I'm talking about, you know? Because I get fucking busy with the beats, man. Like stupid busy. Like, you know, some people say I'm better with the beats. Some, you know, Scott Free tells me that, you know.
That's awesome. No, it's that's hard to imagine based on the flow. But
yeah, I'm probably nastier with the bass. Here's a beat I did for that Nautilus beat battle.
Yep.
On Instagram. That ninth wonder shit. That ninth shit. I didn't win it, but you hear that? Yep. Loud and clear, not distorted.
That's awesome. No, it's I'm not hearing it anymore, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not hearing it anymore. But... Oh, there you go. Who's this up? Okay.
Loud?
Nope, I can't hear it.
Can't hear it?
Nope. I don't know.
Is it too distorted? Or?
No, I just didn't hear the audio. I don't know. But...
That's weird.
It's coming. Yep.
Give me like hand signals and shit.
Beautiful. Diamond in.
Yeah. I played the bass on that shit, you know. I chopped that shit up, you know.
Beautiful. No, that's awesome. I mean, that's one thing I was thinking about, because you get so much great production. You know, all these people, Pharma Beats, you know, Dirty Diggs, just all these amazing people. You've teamed with some of the best underground producers. you know, Sonny Jim, you know, before they like Dirty Dicks just did Planet Asia album. You know, you
Yeah.
How do you find the right producer in a cluttered landscape full of interesting producers? How do you
That's a good question.
sound and the lane that you want to explore?
You you know what it is, man. It's really simple. Like you hear a hot beat, you know. You hear a hot beat, and if it's really meant for you to rap on, like the words will come to you like without any effort at all. Like you don't even remember. It's just like you piss it all out. And I call that, you know, it's like blacking out. I call it holy ghosting, you know?
Oh shit, that's awesome. Yeah.
But like the best shit, like a lot of that shit, like a lot of my best shit, it just fucking, I didn't even write it. God wrote it, you know?
Yeah. I understand what you mean, where you're like, sometimes you hear a beat and you're trying to figure out how you're let me pause here. So yeah, we were talking, sorry about the fire alarm that went on. We're talking about basically when you hear the right beat. So when you hear a beat, you're like, oh, how am I going to approach this? What am I going to do? You hear a beat that really touches you. It just feels like an opportunity, right? You're just like, holy shit, I need to do this.
You just spaz, man. Like I fucking spaz. Like it just comes to me like very easy, like no resistance, easy to record, you know? Yep. Man, hold on. Let me show you what I mean. Like, hold on. This is some shit I'm hype off right now. I posted a clip on Twitter and
there you go.
Hear that?
Oh, I heard it. Yep. Oh, that's beautiful.
Hey, yo, my chest show below silk graphics looking like a massive black grass. Versace loafs built with Gaddafi's ghost. Don't get your Aki smoke like Acapulco gold. Shabachi Oda stomp on you like
Gaddafi's ghost.
Cockroach. Chopper smell little rising in the Fronto. Me and his is AC and juice mobbing in the Bronco. Godfather Papa Shango. I rode a ganja on the gondola from Monaco to Santa Monica. None of them wanted with the bad guy. Cause when I'm on one, I'm mad anti. I'm not the yarmulke up off your rabbi. I'm not your ally. Gooses get air fried. Crews get outshined. I'm Grand Pooper with the Alpine. Alkaline, alkaloid, out your mind, out your board. Thinking that you could outrhyme the blackout lord. Casket outscored. Outclassed with style. Said I crafted it. Was drafted to survive longer than the trial lasted. I self-lawed and mastered it. Sincerely love and lost mathematics. Sincerely yours, Flashius.
That's like a perfect holy ghoster, you know?
Yes, it is. And I am so glad I picked the right background for this shit. So like, this is Temples of Boom, Cypress Hill 3.
Okay.
And so like, that was what I was thinking of, people who sounded different from where they were from, right? When Cypress Hill broke, there were a lot of people who were like, are these dudes from the East Coast? What's going on?
There's the beats, right?
It didn't sound like how the West did. And Temples of Boom is one of the darkest fucking albums, I think, in hip hop. It's beautiful.
Hell yeah.
And that kind of reminded me of a vibe, like that kind of vibe. It's awesome. How would you say, so that this is one of the questions that came to my mind immediately was, how many guest features did you destroy before people treated you differently? Like,
man, they still don't treat me that differently, man. Like,
because people like
some do.
You show up on ill shit and slay it with important people. You've got a name at this point for people who know what's going on, right? I mean,
that's good. I would hope so, you know. Man, rappers are real fucking like macho motherfucking like, you know, like cool motherfuckers. Like people don't really, you know, once in a while, you know, but people don't really be like, oh my God, what the way you did. Nah, that's not true. Because a couple of my homies do be like they'll text me like mad. Like what I said my homie, his rap name is Main Event, but we call him Red. That's his old name and shit. But he sent me some shit. He FaceTimed me one time after I sent him a verse, and he was just like, he was sick and mad and like disgusted. He was just like, like it was hilarious, man. You know. Awesome. But yeah. I mean, people don't treat me that different, you know. Like, except, you know, when people rap their motherfucking ass off, that's the best compliment you could get as an artist. You know, when people come with their motherfucking 97 cannabis bars because they know you're showing up, you know, and because that makes me show up like, oh, like this motherfucker did a flip behind the back motherfucking 360 windmill dunk. Right. I ain't trying to lose the dunk contest, you know. Right. And I love that shit, man. Like, you know, that friendly competition, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I love doing features, you know.
That's why I mentioned specifically Anchorman fight scene, just like three people who just love the shit out of rapping, just going nuts together. Vic Spencer, Sleep Sinatra, and you. It was, I mean, that's just a real fun track.
That's a classic. That's one of my best known joints, you know. That's a big one, you know?
On Wolf Moon, the one.
Shout out to Free Sleep Sinatra.
Oh yeah, Free Sleep.
Good pressure too. All the homies, Diggs, man. These are good dudes, man. You know, Diggs, Vic, fucking Sleep. Like those are my friends in real life. You know, like good friends. You know, especially Diggs. I spent a lot of time with those guys. You know,
we got to talk about Diggs, man. Of all the projects you have that I was going over, I kept coming back to Diggs. Yes, Fronto Fever. I kept coming back to Fronto Fever. You briefly took me down on Bandcamp, and I started freaking out around the house. But Fronto Fever and the EP, Dirty Diggs, it's the production. It's like, it's cinematic. It's a soundtrack to a movie. It doesn't even sound... It doesn't sound like boom bap. It doesn't sound like, it sounds like a soundtrack to the illest movie, you know?
Right. Man, Diggs is fucking phenomenal, bro. Like, you know, like it's, they, you know, there was a year they put out like 40 albums or some shit. Like, you know, it was ridiculous, you know? And you know, JR is one of my close friends, you know, and we talk about a lot of shit, you know, but that kind of output was inspired by dudes like motherfucking JT the Bigger Figure, believe it or not.
Oh, that's a good name. Not a lot of people throw that name out there. The huge imprint.
That guy's an indie king, you know?
Totally. Yeah, that was like, people don't realize how hard it was to be indie in those times because the internet wasn't what it was.
Right.
The distributions weren't what they were. So these cats were working, you know, and they were helping other people work too. Like teaching them the ropes so they could work.
They had that regional support, those rabid regional bases, you know?
Yep. And to go along with the question about production, I was thinking about how different it is now from then, right? Basically, back in the day, there were a bunch of rappers who people liked, but they knew they had bad beats. Like, it's good, but all his beats suck. Even though, you know, I still listen to his stuff, but his beats suck. And that's kind of, that doesn't even, nowadays, if you put out an album with bad beats, people are enraged because there's too many great producers out there. There's too many.
True. Yeah. It's about having relationships with those dudes, you know, because if you have a relationship with you, they'll send you the fire, you know.
Yeah.
With Diggs, though, it's more about being around in the lab, you know, in the moment, and all that shit is created, you know, on the spot with the clock ticking, and usually I work a lot. I work slower than most. I think I don't be just, you know, I measure my words, you know. I edit my shit. Like,
yep.
I re-record shit, you know? Because I'm trying to have like a, you know, like if any, God forbid, if anything happened to me, like I wouldn't be able to come back and fix nothing.
Right.
You know?
Tell them about editing, Flash. Editing is the fucking key.
Man, like good editing can make a solid artist a fucking phenomenal artist, you know? For real.
People don't realize that like editing is not just tightening up. Editing is sometimes finding the heart of what you're actually talking about.
Right.
Sometimes you actually figure out the whole thing, editing it, and you're like,
man,
it's okay.
Yeah, that's what happened with the Dust Diary, you know? Because I kept talking about dust because Jester, there was a period where he smoked a lot of dust, you know? And I just got a kick out of that shit, you know? So I referenced it, and then you know, like when it came, you know, what's crazy is there's a whole nother half of that album that's fucking crazy, man. I'm gonna play some of it real quick.
So this is like the one I think about that is Opio's Vulture's Wisdom. Do you remember that shit?
No, I don't.
Like a 3-volume thing I think he did with, I don't know, the Architect or somebody, and he just smashed it. And he had it done all at once, and he's like, putting out volume 1 now and volume 2 in a year from now. I'm like, oh, I gotta wait a year. Yeah.
Nah, he just, you know, Jester, he hired me for a lot of those verses. So he had creative control, you know?
Right.
So yeah, because man, I would have definitely put it all out on one. And one day, hopefully I could do like some Godfather saga shit where I put them together. But man, the shit is dope. It's some of the best shit I ever did, man. Like this, I got this joint called 5,000 where I fucking I sing the hook, and you know, I didn't fucking that's the first time I ever did that shit, you know?
That's awesome. No, it's experimenting, pushing forward, man.
But it's a real grimy beat. I mean, when I'm playing this shit, can you hear it?
No, I
you
can't
can hear it clear? Oh, you can't hear it?
Nope.
What the fuck? Why is it doing that? Like, is it just crunched?
Audio situation? I don't know. But yeah, we were talking here. Oh yeah. When during the Dust Diary process was Lessons and Etching Cream done? It feels like the centerpiece song of the project to me for some reason.
Lessons was where it really started turning into a project, you know, and that was done early. That was done during the lockdowns last year, around April. It was before May, sometime before May. And, you know, Jester just sent that fucking deposit through and sent the beat, and I fucking hooked that shit up, you know?
That's awesome. No, it's different vibes.
Yeah, man. I was I remember talking to my guy Free around that time, and he was like, you got to come through the Redondo and fucking write some raps in the Tesla, and that's why I got that Tesla run in that joint, you know. Ooh. And you know, just trying to do my thing, like do my fucking dance, you know.
Yeah.
Come through and spray shit up like I'm a motherfucking mercenary, you know.
No, that's, I mean, one of the next questions is like, your delivery has an immediacy to it. I've seen a lot of people become important because of ad libs or hooks or general ambiance they bring to tracks. How important is staying raw, understandable, and dope?
That's what I'm all about, you know, like saying it clear, like, you know, like muddy fucking slurred words in my verses get edited, you know. I'll go back and re-record the whole shit, or or punch it if I could get away with it, you know, just punch the fucking the three little words, you know. And yeah, man, fucking I've been experimenting with ad libs lately, like more like comedy ad libs, you know, because my brother told me I wasn't funny in my raps, you know. He was like, you don't even kick no comedy, and I was like, man, fuck you, I'm hilarious, you know. So you'll hear some, you're gonna hear some hilarious fucking ad libs coming out soon.
You're changing the game, but yeah, I had told you, you are one of the only people you are the only person in the world I mistake for Black Thought on song. And there's and that's kind of, it's a kind of an underreported thing about Thought, is that his delivery is just legendary. He's a commander of the scene no matter what he's talking about.
Right. His cadence is just fucking on some cyborg shit, you know?
Bulletproof. Yeah. And
crazy.
So it's, you know, for you to be on that Luke Cage level on the beat is excellent. Yeah, I appreciate you just kind of smashing doors down, and yeah, there are people doing that. There are a lot of people doing it other ways and everything, but I don't want to lose any of the different ways of doing it. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you though, because people told me that before, you know, the Black Thought shit, but right. You know, it's definitely not like I'm getting on shit like, let me do my Black Thought shit.
No. It's like you know, Black Thought has a really good way of just like, you know, coming into the track hard, but also letting his voice kind of rise and fall with what he's saying. So it's
right.
You know what I mean? And that delivery is I think in your flow in a really good way.
Yeah, man. I listened to a lot of Roots growing up, man. Like I wanted to be a motherfucking Root, you know? Like I learned about Dilla through Questlove's, like through his liner notes, his source articles, you know?
Yeah. Like yeah, and by the way, to broach the subject of like rappers sounding like other rappers, I think 90% of the rappers people say sound like other rappers are just, that's how their voice translates in the booth, right? Like when Action had that Ghostface shit, Action's response was always, I grew up on G-Rap, I love G-Rap. So if you're like, he's a silly dude who loves G-Rap, that can translate into a Ghostface sound, but that's not what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? That's that.
Right. Yeah. Man, being compared to Black Thought, like, man, that's like, I could damn near retire. Like, damn, like, you know?
And that's what you're talking. We were talking earlier about the macho shit and about people not giving each other props. To me, the only problem with the macho shit is when you're no longer telling the truth. If the motherfucker's dope, tell him he's dope. If he's doper than he was last year, tell him he's doper than he was last year.
Right. No, for real, like
that other shit. Like,
especially before anything happens to him, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yo, like, dudes are dropping like flies, like, not to put it lightly, man. Like that shit, like, like, yo, like when they said Bibbs was dead the other night, like I was sitting at the sink fucking crying, like,
straight up,
like that hurt me. That shit hurt me bad. Like, damn, like if you know, like we're losing these motherfucking legendary God figures, man. You know, and that should be bothering me. Like that Doom shit, that shit fucked me up, man. Like that shit hurt me. Like I could bust a tear right now because of Doom. You know,
I mean, you have to get to a point where you realize time is everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
Time is everything, and we just don't.
That's what I'm about right now.
That's what I'm about now, man. And like, so, like I'm like at work at my day job, I'll tell somebody like, I think you should be promoted. You're the shit, and I told my boss that, and they'll be like, "You're so nice," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I just don't want this system to get fucked up. I want you because you don't fuck up." You know what I mean? Like not trying to be sweet to you. I'm just telling you what it is. And I think that there needs to be more of that shit, I guess. I think there's too much, people are too comfortable being negative.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Being positive on this shit. I don't know.
And then when it's too late, like they be hurting about it. They be feeling bad about that shit. I mean, I know I would, you know.
Yep. Then there's digital flowers once they're gone. But yeah, it was
math. Yeah, too many.
Crazy. The other interesting thing, Wolf Moon. The first voice on Wolf Moon is Flavor Flav on a live show.
Yep.
Crowd.
That's from fucking New Jack City.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's the beginning of New Jack City shit. Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's funny because when I try to put it on when I try to put it on iTunes, that's why the intro is not on iTunes, because they wouldn't clear it. They thought I sampled Sky Zoo and Torre, who had probably cleared it on some shit. And the way they be fingerprinting waves nowadays, yeah.
Right.
Little fun fact, but yeah, that's the beginning of New Jack City, and then I brought that. It was a Why Can't We Be Friends chop.
Oh, shit.
That's War, right? Yeah.
Yeah, War is
because every time I watch Dazed and Confused like that, I was like, I want to make a beat out of that. I know I can make a beat out of that shit. And then when I did, I got the drums open, like, because I sampled both sides of the stereo mix, you know?
Yep.
I took some from the right and some from the left. And the drums had the chords in them, like little chimes and shit, but I let them rock in.
Yeah. Shout out to War, by the way. It's such a weird band. Like, it started out as Eric Bourbon from the Animals. This white dude kind of made them his backup band. And it was like Eric Bourbon and War, and he became too much of a dick. And they were like,
the Eggman.
Dude, get out of here. And then they made their best shit. They made their best shit after he left. They were like, whatever, I'm free now. Fine. Good shit.
Yeah, that should be happening.
No, it's man, it's so much. And another way we're talking about how it's different now than from the 90s. Back in the 90s, it was the huge conversation. There's a song, I think, on this album, Boom, Temples of Boom, about selling out. Everybody was consumed with selling out, right?
Right.
And
right.
I've talked to so many like young, ill spitters who are like, it's not even an issue for me. Like, I don't care. If I get a hit, that's fine. If I don't get a hit, that's fine too. I'm just gonna stay here and do my thing, and they can come to me. And I was like, man, that's so much healthier than the way we were thinking in the 90s.
Right. Like if you made a hit, you was a sellout. You know, I don't think it was that, because they was going platinum talking about not selling out. You know, I think it's more like doing sucker shit on film and on wax. You know.
Mm-hmm. But the sucker shit wasn't really well defined. You remember? So Dog Food comes out, Dog Pound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's Play House drops, and everyone's like, that's not hip hop. It's got a hook, an R&B hook on it. And it was like a big controversy at the time. Looking back, who fucking cares if there's an R&B hook on it? They were
like that.
You know, like, come on.
That's actually natural. Like, man, like NWA had singing in motherfucking what? 87, right? That Mission shit.
Right.
That's natural West Coast shit. Like, you know, that G-Funk shit. Right. They always had somebody singing hooks, and that's next level shit. Like, I'm trying to, you know, my hooks be too lyrical, but I pride myself on being like, if nothing else, like a cohesive songwriter, you know. And even if it doesn't start out all fucking with every line pertaining to the topic, you know what I'm saying? It'll end up like that, you know. and I've done it mad times where like there's a joint with me and Skunks on that Craftsman EP that Diggs produced.
Right.
It's one of the best joints. What's that joint? We're talking about taxing motherfuckers and all that. Damn, can't think of it. Hold on. Let me look that shit up.
Is that, yeah.
Hold on. Let me see. I got it here. But anyway, fuck it. I don't remember the name of the song. That's fucked up. And I'm on the spot, so I'm actually not gonna remember it. But there was a line that the Skunk said at the end of his verse, and I wove a whole chorus around that shit. And it, you know, it sounded like he intended it, you know, to be a well-written song, but it was just, you know, that serendipity shit, you know?
Right. No, it just happens.
And a little editing, you know?
Yep. You got to let the ideas out, and then you can shape them. That makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting process because there's some people who want creating the stuff to be magical, right? That it was just magical and it just came. But there are techniques and there's a craft, right, to doing it. But there is some magic in this shit, like where you can't really tell everybody your creative process because you're like, that shit just happens. Like, you know.
But that shit just happens, you know. Sometimes you got to do a lot of research, you know, or a little research because the internet's right at your fingertip, your fingertips. So it's easy to fact check, you know.
Totally.
With the little due diligence, like take the extra time at least, you know, make sure what you're saying is correct, you know.
Absolutely. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Excuse me.
I was going to say. To build off that pop conversation, some artists are torn as to how much pop flavor should be in their music. You seem locked into what you want to do and firm in your resolve to that. How do you stand firm while growing and pushing yourself project to project?
Man, I just make shit, you know? And I'm trying to refine the process of making shit, you know, like I love to create, and I'm always going to be creating, you know. So I just evolve and, you know, refine the recording process. You know, I'm always trying to get better, you know.
Yep.
Like I'm not satisfied with my shit. Like I always hear, you know, and I'm sure other people here too. Like little things I could have maybe did better, you know.
That's awesome. That tightening process is huge. If you don't have that itch, you know, that's how you get stale a lot of times.
Yeah, man. And I'll be trying to come up with new dances and shit, you know, like with the bass playing shit. I learned how to subdivide bars, you know, like note values and shit, you know?
Yep. No, one of the lines you said that really stood out to me was like, it was, you know, a fistful of gold isn't worth a man's soul or something. You had a line like that. And it was that kind of, you are definitely, you know, Dust Diaries all like definitely unhinged. I'm here for this shit. I'm going to take this. But there's also always a discussion of values and ethics within your shit. And so that's why it's interesting, because when you have that focus on values and ethics, you kind of tie yourself the way, and I feel like my development has been similar in terms of whenever people say, how are you going to grow? I'm like, organic. That's the only way I can do it. It's got to make sense. It's got to feel natural. It can't, you know, if it feels janky, it's not gonna happen.
Right. Yeah, man. Like, you just keep doing it and hope it don't come out janky, you know?
That's it.
but if you push yourself, you know, like, you know, if you're aware of your journey, and I think I am, you know, and I have to be. I listen. I've heard my shit a lot, just examining it and you know, making sure it's a sound product, you know,
right?
Like a product I can push, and you know, like I don't want to be pushing no fucking bunk, you know, like you know, what one of my missions, man, is to bring a real Ralph Lauren quality control material. I just tweeted about this today, man. Like what I was telling you off the record, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. Like I'm really trying to bring, you know, my first. You might have missed it, but my first merch was Wolf Moon t-shirts printed on Polo 3-pack shirts. You know?
Oh shit! No, I missed that. That's awesome.
They're fire. I got one. I got one. In a fucking box somewhere, but it would take me too long to grab it. But I could send you pictures and shit. But yeah, you know, I'm gonna do that again. I was supposed to do like Supreme t-shirts for Fronto, Supreme and Polo, because Diggs are Supreme dudes. You know.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
And I was like, yo, that would be dope if you know, because people be like, oh shit, how did Flash get some Polo deal shit? You know, like, but that's the essence of hip hop, you know? Right. And I'm not, Timeless did it first. I thought I was the first to do it. And one of the homies was like, nah. I was ranting about it on Twitter one day about how dope I was for doing Polo merch, you know?
Yep. No, that's cool. That's cool.
But now the homie hit me up on the side, like, look, and it was a Timeless shirt. He sent me a picture of a Timeless 2 shirt that was printed on the same fucking shirts that I was using, you know? But I'm a huge Timeless fan anyway. Like Timeless dudes like Dallas and Dallas Penn and Timeless Truth. Shout out to those guys. Solus is a good friend of mine, man. You know? Awesome.
Yeah, no, those are big names in the game. You are also on one of my favorite recent albums.
What's that?
R.I.P. Scorsese. Midnight Express. I fucking love Midnight Express. I loved you on Detlef. Yeah, he was just.
I'm on the remix, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man, I spazzed on that shit too, man. Like
straight up, man. And the crazy thing is, he was such a mastermind that he had fucking everybody spazzing on that shit.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to that guy, man. For real, like he's greatly missed, you know.
Oh, he's
greatly missed.
An engine. He was just ideas all the time, and he could just rap for days and not worry about it. He was great. So.
He was a merch god too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And good merch.
Real merch god. Like he was doing shit. You know, I'm big on, like, you know, artist branded fucking like masterpiece level shit. You know, like you know, like I'm a big fan of Get On Down, right? That label that puts out Czarface and shit. Yo, if they see that shit, I'm trying to link with them because I need them to do my shit, like my physicals, you know.
No, it's a great conversation. I think merch is better than it's ever been,
and it gotta be. It gotta be with what they're paying for streams, you know.
Real shit, you know. People are taking it serious now. Yeah,
you can only beat people in the head so hard with a digital file, but you know, something really collectible, especially something with resale value, you know,
right?
Something that gets people hyped, like on some hype beat shit, you know.
Yeah, I was telling my wife, I'm like, I'm just gonna wear rapper t-shirts from now on. Like, fuck it, you know. They're good, you know. Like it was Mighty Healthy King Mighty 2 with King Micah and Mighty Healthy. Yeah, link low. I'm just like, fuck it, because the merch is really good.
You gotta get the Wolf Moon and Fronto Fever fucking polo joints, man.
Oh man,
what size do you wear?
That's the thing. I'm old school. I wear them. I wear them huge, as big as I can get them.
Like a double X or bigger.
I'm trying for 3. That's my comfort zone.
I mean, yo, I got a big and tall tee that I still haven't printed on. I think somewhere.
Ooh, no, that would be the way.
I could get those too. But shit, man, I feel that. I like that.
I'm all about size. I'm all about the big one. But yeah, no, I love Wolf Moon. I love the cover of Wolf Moon. It's beautiful, and I think, you've been really good at just designing your albums to be different. And it's great to know that kind of each album taught you something, right? You learned from these albums. Yeah, I mean for
hell yeah.
Conversation. When you talk about editing, looking back, like you're learning from doing these albums, so they get to live as a part of life at that time, and how they informed you. That's really dope.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm trying to outdo that shit, you know?
Right.
All that shit. Yeah. Sometimes I was going crazy on fucking Wolf Moon though. Like even for all the unpolishedness, like that, there was a lot of long verses on there, you know, like longer than 16 long, you know, like the shit with Skunks, you know.
Yep.
You know, I was talking about people bringing their air game, you know. Skunk sent me like a 42 bar verse, so I had to kick a 42 also, you know.
Woo. Yeah.
You know, I couldn't just bust a regular verse after that, you know.
That's understandable. It's good to have people to push you like that, to be honest.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. I love that shit. That shit is like, you know, steel really sharp as steel, you know.
Also, shout out to your feature on that Lord Juco EP. That shit was crazy.
I love that shit.
I love that shit, man.
Yeah, yo, I'm glad you said that. Yo, I fucking holy ghosted the fuck out on that fucking
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's one of those babies that came out fully formed. Like,
I mean, Juco's one of my favorites. He just really is prolific. He's just reliable as shit.
Shout out to Juco.
There's no bad money spent on Juco. Like, if
no.
you pay for that shit, it's good money.
That's another good dude. Juco's a good dude, man. Shout out to Juco. Death at the Derby, Cousin Fail.
Ooh, they released a new song today, Death at the Derby, and it was dope. It was dope. It's dope again.
Check that shit out. I gotta check.
No, they're good. So I mean, that's what's There's so many good options out there, prolific people in different lanes, and as someone who loves rap, I want all the rap in good shape. I want great nerd rap. I want great slacker rap. I want great hardcore rap. I want it all to be really fucking great. I don't really care.
It's in a good place right now, man. Like it's evolved, you know. Like Deuce is rapping really good, you know.
Yup.
Deuce is rapping good, you know.
No, it's so this is an interesting question here to talk to you about it here. Being someone who loves this underground flavor of music, and I've said many times, I don't think underground just means it doesn't sell a lot. I think underground is a state of mind.
Of course, it's a sound, everything. Yeah.
Not pop, right? Like that is intentional. Yeah. So, what is one album that is not as well known as Blueprint but should be?
That's a good question. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is this shit.
What is it? Oh, show it to me now. Oh, Mad Villain. Okay. No, I think that's fair. I know that there's be a lot of people watching be like, Mad Villain's legendary. It is amongst a group of people, right?
Right.
It is that for a lot of people, but I think a lot of people don't know rap albums can be like that. Right? When I first heard Mad Villain, I was like, holy shit, these songs are short, but they connect. It's long, but it's not long. It was just good.
when I first heard it, I was like, this is the future. I knew it was the future, you know? And it is like, that started the SP, the rolling sampler shit, really. That kicked it off, you know? Right. And then dudes like DiBiase and Raj G, you know?
Yep.
They went quick. Madlib was on the 303 on Mad Villainy. They say Dilla was on the 303, the SP 303 on Donuts too.
Oh wow. Yeah. On his deathbed there in the hospital.
Right.
But yeah, no, you're right. I think people, general populace, would know a lot more about the connectivity of music today if they understood Mad Villain and how it connected all those paths, right? Like you know what? Man. When I was diving into MF Doom, because like I came in late to MF Doom. At first, I didn't understand it, didn't know what was going on.
Me too, though.
And I said, I'm doing the entire discography. I'm going hard. I'm learning all this shit.
When was this?
A couple of years ago.
Okay. Oh, like that lit. Okay.
Yeah. No, it was just, I never had any hate about Heart for Doom. I was just like, this seems out of my wheelhouse. But
it's an acquired taste, you know?
When I dove in, I understood the timing of it. The weird thing is it made me understand Ghostface more. I felt like Ghostface's best work and MF Doom's best work were kind of happening at the same time.
They were like brother albums. I don't want to say sister albums because them shits is too raw to be feminine. No disrespect to, you know, women at all. But you know, them shits is wrong. Like Doomsday and Supreme Clientele is like resolved versions of each other, kind of, you know?
You're right. Yeah, no, Supreme Clientele, Supreme Clientele, Operation Doomsday, that kind of feels like, you know, with itself. And they kind of grow from there. They both go on their runs. You know, it's interesting. So it just helped me understand the mentality both of them were in to kind of break this all back down to a simpler form so that they could excel again.
Yeah. People flourish when they do that shit, man. You know? Just take it back. You know, I'm a breakbeat guy, you know?
Oh shit. Yep.
Like I started out like when I say breakbeats, I mean like, you know, the fucking DNA of hip hop beats, like real digging in the crate shit, you know, like the whole, you know, digging, you know, crate culture. I'm big on that shit, man. I know my joints, you know, like behind me, like underneath all these records, it's more breaks and shit like this, you know.
Yep.
This is the Mountain record that got that clap your hands to what he's doing shit, you know.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, you know that. Hey, you out there?
You come from like
louder.
Yeah. When you come from that shit, like primal shit, that's like you're looking for the bass sound to build the whole thing on.
Yeah, man, like all kinds of shit, like because I got drums, but I got samples. I got samples, and now at this point, like when I play a bass line on a beat, like it sounds like a sample now, you know. Like if it's a sample, like I match the sample. I don't. It just sounds like part of the sample now, you know.
That's awesome.
And it took me a long time to get that, but you know,
it's a great strength to have. To be
fuck yeah, man. Like because for me, like bass is like the great equalizer. Like you could try to fun on it, but if you hear it loud, you gotta feel it. Right. You have no choice but to feel me, you know. And it could, like, you know, that shit gets in your guts, you know.
Right.
You're fucking roost
on you and takes a hold of it. You know,
it tickles like in a car in big speakers. That shit like has a tickle to it, you know.
Nope.
It has a warm, fuzzy, good fucking funky, horny vibe, you know.
Yeah. No, there's something real basic about it, and that's to hunting breakbeats, producing, editing like you do. You must have gotten really good at just kind of taking any clutter out of what you're building. Anything that's not concise and directly what you want to do, you must be good at kind of cutting that out, which is hard to do.
It's all about having shit break down into manageable pieces, you know.
Yep.
When it comes to sampling, and that's the science, man. Like breaking shit down into manageable pieces as far as whatever you're sampling, and then you know, making it rappable, you know.
Yep.
That's something I'm big on, because I don't like a like you won't hear me rap on beats with without a very strong pulse. Like I might rap on beats with no added drums, but it's rare that I won't rap on. It's rare that I'll rap on shit that doesn't have like some type of strong fucking rhythm, you know. Excuse me.
And that makes sense. I mean, I've gotten a chance to talk to some incredible people, right? Like, and they've all had different things. Some people are like, the drums are number one. I need dope drums. Some people are like, the BPM's got to be here. I can't rock if BPMs aren't here. Everybody has their own kind of signature to what they do.
Right, the comfort zone, right?
Yeah. And so it sounds like bass is kind of like the heart of what you're doing. You kind of need it to be.
It gotta have bass for me. Like if it don't have bass, I'm putting bass on it. Like, and that's one thing about me when people collaborate with me, like I'm gonna offer a bass if it ain't there, you know, or if it's there, we could take it out. Like I'm gonna try to do it better, because I'm a bass guy, you know. I'm a bass junkie. There's not many people. There's not many people who are more obsessed with bass than me in fucking hip hop, I think, you know. Like I know a lot of people, you know, that's their bread and butter, and people's ill with it, you know. Like you probably haven't heard them, like my best joints, and you know, they haven't even come out. I haven't even done that many, you know, where I'm playing. You know, I'm playing into the session over the beat, and then like what I do is like I'll play like a riff, a few riffs, you know, and then like chop myself up, you know.
Do you think you'd ever do, because you had said like sometimes it's hard to rap over your own beats, but if you played the bass and produced an entire album for yourself, but didn't write anything until you had produced the whole album, that might be a different deal.
Yeah, well, now it's getting to the point where it don't matter. Like I can kind of like sit down and hammer. You know, I've killed shit that ain't a pale shadow of shit I got in the vaults beat wise. You know, so you know, I just got to get out of my shell. But it's a common thing. Like my guy Joe, man. When I first got up with Joe, you know, we both talked about, he got a bunch of my best beats that I could never rap on, and that's when I learned, like, not every beat is for you, and it just goes back to what I was saying about the shit that pisses out is the shit that was meant for you, you know, like the shit where there's no struggle with, you know. And for me, man, like I leave it all on the floor when it comes to the beat. Like I kind of can't say no more. Like I'm fucking programming my heart out, you know?
Yep.
You know, getting busy, getting as busy as I can, you know?
Right.
And when I'm really firing, man, like the way I be sequencing it's, you know, like I'm a Pete Rock student. So
right.
I learned like that was the standard. You know,
right?
So when I was when I was really getting nasty with the SP1200, I fucking what was I saying? Excuse me.
You are a student of Pete Rock getting busy with the SP1200.
Fuck, I completely lost my train of thought.
And producing yourself, sequencing yourself.
Oh yeah, sequencing. Like yeah. Fucking yeah, man. Like I'd be listening to the same beat for like 5 hours or more sometimes. So I would do a lot of shit to it to make it not redundant, you know?
Right.
Go crazy with the programming, you know? And you know, I wish I could index all the shit I'm talking about right now, because you know, there's audio examples of like everything I'm talking about with music, you know?
But no, that's the cool shit. Like, to me, that's always been a part of what was cool. Like, when I was doing my own writing, I had a rule about my writing that it had to work on 3 levels. The first level is just, if you're here for the fucking fun, if you're here for the words I choose, how it moves, if you're just enjoying the shit, just go for it. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be boring on that level, even if you're not fully engaged or engaged at all. Second level is you're kind of into the story or the characters. You want to see how things work out, right? But the third level is if you're like actually into what it means, you're trying to pick it apart, you're trying to see the symbolism and all that shit. I want that to be there for you too, if you want to find it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I want the other 2 levels on top of it too, because even if you came for the first or second level, you'll find the third later. You know what I mean? Year 2 later. You how many books have you had where you like read it years later?
Lot.
Shit, that shit is crazy. I didn't realize the intention was there. Yeah.
A lot of books, like, you know, I think when I was a kid, I don't know if I'm just dumb, but I didn't geek out on none of the symbolism. You know, like in Lord of the Flies and shit, I just read it because it was dope. It was a dope read.
It's
on
fun.
The fucking surface, you know.
Shit, yeah.
Of course, when I found out it was, you know, all the symbolism in it, you know, it gave it so many more. Like Animal Farm's another example, and the other big George Orwell book, the 1984, you know, which I read and reread. Like I read them as books because they were good reads, you know, like it was entertaining. But then picking out the symbolism, like. And I think Animal Farm is like one of the best examples, because, you know, it's broken down. Like they say like if you're really wise, you can break it down. Like you're not wise until you can break it down so that a child can understand it.
Straight up. That's great. Yeah. I mean, I was way too young to be as in love with Animal Farm as I was. I was like, I still sleep next to a copy of Animal Farm.
That's a dope book, man. I didn't know that. We got a lot in common, bro.
George Orwell's
fucking common ground and shit.
Yeah, no, my actual favorite thing George Orwell wrote was an essay. It's called Revenge Hour. And it was about like the Israeli government capturing Nazis, former Nazis, and like torturing them and shit or whatever, or like whatever they were doing. And he was like, you could do this, but it's not going to get you what you want. Like revenge is sour. It doesn't work.
That's almost like the end of Animal Farm, right?
Yeah, he was a real man. He was a real thinker and has some interesting takes on shit. And yeah, no, I carried around that shit all the time. It was very informative for me because I think it was so, as you said, so straightforward, so clear about what it wanted to tell you that you could easily grow into the meaning, even if you didn't know. Yeah.
Right. And then you find out, it's like, oh shit, really? That's what he's talking about? He's talking about Karl Marx and motherfucking Stalin and shit, right?
And some and some albums are like that. You know what I mean? I was the album I've been most confused by when I bought it was the Preservation Ka shit. The Days of Dr. Yen Lo.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I remember listening to, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I just lived with it until it grew every time. It was
Yeah,
yeah.
Kai's getting crazy with that shit with his album cohesion, you know?
Yep. No,
like with the Orpheus shit, you know, the concept, you know? That shit is dope.
Yeah. Ooh. That cover's hard. I mean, he's got some beautiful covers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that shit is dope to me because I grew up, you know, I read a lot of books growing up, you know?
Yep.
Like when I was like between like, you know, 5 years old to like 12 and shit, I was reading like, you know,
yeah,
a lot more than most kids, I'd say, you know, and all kinds of shit.
I just want my kid to have that. You know what I mean? My son, we read together. Like we'll go in the same room and read together. We'll go on walks and talk about our books and where our characters are in the books. It's a good thing to share. You know what I mean? Like to share that vigor.
Yeah, that shit is dope, man. Like I got a couple I got an idea for a book I want to do, man. That I want to. I just, you know, I haven't sat down and done it, you know. But it's gonna be some dope shit, and thusly, it hasn't really been done yet, you know. As of today, nobody's put out a book about this shit, and I think it's some vital shit, and like I don't want to let the cat out the bag though, and have someone beat me to it though. But it's gonna be some vital shit, you know.
Yeah, no, you got to do it. You got to get it together, and yeah. I mean, it's awesome that you've been as prolific as you've been while managing to keep like the editorial arm of what you do strong, so that everything really represents you in a really well done way. And it's
thanks, man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you showing up and just killing shit on people's stuff, and I can't wait to see what you've got in the bag next. So,
oh man, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, man. So let's see, man. I got a bunch of fucking albums that are like 87% done. You know, I got maybe like 6 or 7. It's getting out of hand, and every day I start a new one. You know, so I got to follow up to the Craftsman shit with Skunks, and this shit is fucking heat. It needs to come out like it needs to come out like next week, like for real. It's warm weather music. Right. We got Rome on there. It's a lot of features on there that more than definitely more features than the previous Craftsman shits, you know. Mm-hmm. So I got the Craftsman shit. I got another project with J-Star I'm building. I got a really fire one with this dude named Goomson, who I met recently. Shout out to Goomson. I started one with Flu Dust, man. Me and Flu Dust got a fucking hit record, man. And you know, it's interesting that, you know, we're talking about, you know, selling out and you know, pop song, right, you know, hooks and shit, because this shit is like it's an underground hit record, you know, like to me. The beat is massive, the verses are tight. I'm rapping my ass off. The chorus is really like it's precise, you know. And I'll send you this shit if you want. Like,
yeah, I'm into it, man. I mean, yeah, hear anything. I mean, I would say, and that's what's cool about nowadays. Nowadays, there's cats that are like successful selling shit, but like they never changed their style. They never became anything different. Like G Herbo dropped today. G Herbo's still G Herbo. He's still ripping tracks. He's still doing it. He's charting, but he's not. It's not like he flipped it and now he's, you know, he's just him. So the space kind of allows that now. People are into it.
Yeah, hell yeah. So I got the shit, man. A lot of shit. I got an album with Asia coming out, man.
That's you told me that's gonna be awesome. You should bundle some of this shit. People like nowadays they're either doing like 7 or 9 track projects or these massive 18, 21 track stream projects, but they're doing like the classic double albums. Disc 1, disc 2, death certificate type shit, right?
Yeah, all right, yeah.
That would be fucking cool to be able to transition that shit.
No, I definitely would. We're gonna do a Fronto Fever Dreams reissue, and I want to intersperse that album with the 8 Diagram Polo EP.
Oh, that would be collect it all, yeah.
Because what I would have wanted to do that's what I would have done if I could have done it, But that those verses were tied up to another project, and then like it got untied after Fronto,
Yeah. So
we threw it out like a quick follow up. That's why we called it the quick strike and shit. But it was recorded during and before Fronto Fever Dreams, 8 Diagrams. So it's like the same sessions,
No, you're right, and it's like for artists that are prolific, have a bunch of shit. Sometimes it's good to be able to say to your audience, "Here's everything in one place," right? Like, here's all this the shit you like. It's all in one place.
Right, because man, there's so much shit, and without a big machine to really push it, for me, shit gets like lost in the cracks,
Yep.
Like there's so many fucking crazy features that I did that they kind of like, they did what they're gonna do for now, So another thing I want to do is make us, which goes back to what you were saying about putting it all in one place. Is I want to make a super mixtape with all the features on it,
Yep.
And maybe start doing volumes of that shit, But right now I got a clip with like, 40, 50 joints from over the years of, me just fucking doing highlight reel raps,
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah. So songs in the key of Price, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So something like that where he took all his verses off all his features, and that's what the shit that PF was cutting up. It was all verses that he busted,
That's awesome.
Recently, and then some exclusives. So I'm gonna do some shit like that.
Hey, and that'd be great to be able to just kind of give that somebody with a vision and have them put it together. Just put it together in a dope way.
Yeah. What I want to do it like a mixtape format, like with the crazy lines being cut up and bombs dropping and all that shit,
One of the eras I fucking loved was back when they had all those mixtape versions of J albums. Like, people remember the Gray album, but like one of my favorites was DJ Ski had American Godfather, where he took American Gangster and the Godfather soundtrack, and it was unbelievable. But like they used to have all that shit, the Brown album and the Red album, and it was dope to be able to get a different feel on that, right?
Yeah. Some classic shit came from that, like the Ninth Wonder Ether remix.
Yes.
What? Oh yeah. That's Nas though, but
That's Nas, yeah. But no, the Jay-Z Beatles shit on the Gray album, like my wife is like, you don't play that enough.
Yo, that shit, Danger Mouse is like the biggest producer in rock music.
Unbelievable. Not
because of that album, but that shit put him in a different fucking like league. And then he did the Gnarls Barkley shit,
And to my point earlier when I was telling you about Michael Kiwanuka, who's just brilliant, his last 2 or 3 albums produced by Danger Mouse.
Okay.
They're building together. That shit is crazy good.
I'm a fucking I'm a little sauce ingredient out, but Danger Mouse produced a bunch of Black Keys records with some crazy drums on them that I haven't even bought them yet because they're all like fucking expensive, you know. Mm-hmm. But some fucking ill drums, man. Like if somebody uses those drums, I just want to rap on the beat, you know.
He really changed their career, no question about that shit. He put a shot in their arm. Their biggest success was with him.
That's right, huh?
Yeah, no, brothers and all that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Before that, they were kind of like a really dope Southern rock kind of bluesy band, Southern rock, blues rock band. And he was like, nah, you can be big.
Right.
He really gave that vision.
Yo, they got some fucking drums that nobody hit yet. Woo! And I know nobody's probably gonna do nothing about it, but I need those fucking records, man. But they're just so expensive. I just haven't done it yet, you know.
Yeah. No,
and I'm not big on MP3 chopping.
Yeah.
But I might have to fuck with that. I might have to fuck with it on this PO33. That shit will go stupid.
Do it
fucking
up.
Put some Black Keys drums in this bitch, you know.
That sounds great. No, you could kill that. That would be awesome. And if you, I mean, you have a big enough delivery and a badass enough voice that if you did like all live orchestration, if you got like a band and organized, like that shit would be ill.
We got shit. I got shit that has no samples in it that sounds like it was sampled, you know.
That's awesome. No,
like I got a joint with Timepiece where he did the whole beat, and I did the bass line. That shit is fucking crazy because, man, my bass be like molding into the crevices of tracks, you know, and it be matching them, you know.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a 1960s session player did that bass line, you know, and the way he did all the music, he played keys and fucking vibes. He played a bunch of you know, VST instruments, you know, like the shit in your laptop, you know, and then he mic'd them up, you know, he amplified them and mic'd them up and you know, like saturated them in all the sounds to get like a crunchy old sound, you know.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome. No, it's no, you've got a lot coming, and I'm excited to see how it organizes itself and how the rollout happens. Because
oh shit, I didn't even talk about my El Pagione album, man. Like that's like my magnum opus, you know.
Oh shit.
And it's something that was it was teased as far back as 2017, but I just wasn't at the level that I needed to be as an artist and as a man, you know, to do the album. But I'm ready now, you know, like I'm here with it, and you know, it's gonna be co-executive produced by the great Scott Free. Shout out to my OGs, Scott Free, big homie. You know, and that's an official step. If you know your rap shit and you know you study history, you know that's a name that's on countless classic albums. You know,
straight up. No, and by the way, shout out to Timepiece, locked down in Australia due to the Delta variant.
Shout out to Timepiece,
losing his fucking mind. So
right, I know, right?
Yep, stay tight in there. But yeah. No, that's I mean, the opportunities, because you've been in this long enough and have always kind of shown up when you needed to show up, you just have access like people don't have.
Right, and that's a blessing, you know, because it wasn't always like that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
When there was a time when people didn't know I rap, you know, because that style wasn't popping at the time. It wasn't seen as like, you know, a viable thing to do, you know?
Did you have to go outside of your region for people to feel the music? Were you bigger on the internet than you were locally, or how did the growth happen?
Man, I'm from the Bay, and when I was rapping in ciphers and shit and going to open mics and all that and jumping on stages and shit, I was known for being nice, you know, but I didn't have any like recording chops. I didn't have no albums out, you know. And it kind of took me a long time to learn how to record myself, you know, and get comfortable recording, like, because what it was before I had equipment is I had to pay $50 an hour to record raps, you know.
Yep.
And you would have to buy 4 hours minimum, you know. So every trip to the studio was $200, you know.
Right.
And that would come with a lot of bullshit, like you know, like funny engineers whose energy taints my aura and shit. Like I like what like my fucking where I record my shit is like it's like a hip hop sanctuary, you know. And I have a lot of like artifacts and talismans that you know, that I feel like they give me power. Like these crates behind me, like they give me power when I'm close to them that I don't have, you know.
Yep.
If I'm out of town, you know, just the power of fucking music knowledge, you know.
Yep. No, there's a connectivity for you where like the stuff that you love from the past, where you want to be and where you are, need to kind of link. And once that link happens, you're in your zone.
Mm-hmm. I'm just plugging away, man. Like I haven't broken through the way that I need to break through, you know. And I'm really trying to do it. I'm trying to do creative endeavors full time if I can, you know. Right. That's the trick, you know. That's the trick, and it takes a leap of faith, and it takes you know, a lot of inspiration. It's hard to fuck, but you know, a lot of people do it, you know.
Yeah, definitely. It's just there's a lot of people doing it on the side, you know, and you know making the leap is hard. I don't know. You remember the story about Bukowski and shit, where they had to like pry him from the post office. He was like working at the post office, and they were like, "No, we will make you a famous author." And he's like, "You're gonna have to show me the money before I quit the post office."
Hey, and that's a big part of it, you know, because
I give you what you need for writing, but I'm not quitting my job until you show me the check.
Yeah. Right. And that's the rub right there, you know.
Yep. And they showed him a check big enough, and he was like, "All right, I'll retire."
Yeah, man. Because when you got a job like that, it takes all your energy. You know, it takes all your time and energy. So the shit you really want to do, if you're so inclined, you know.
Right. There's like a limit to what you can do. Right. You always feel the limit. You always feel like you're trying to grow within a box, and you know, trying to expand the box. It's hard, especially people that have families and kids and trying to balance it all.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much comes with that, you know.
Yeah, 100%. So, but I appreciate you being here. I don't have any more. You have anything else going on? I just wanted.
Man, I got some shit that I'm really excited about that I can't divulge yet, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm coming, man. I got a lot of shit coming, and you know, doing it 100% indie takes me a little longer, but you know, there's gonna be a lot of releases, a lot of merch. I'm gonna rebrand and re-release a few projects, and you know, like there was never a proper Wolf Moon merch push. You know,
no, that's fair. Yeah,
and you know, it might be too late. Like it might, you know, because the CDs were available for some time, and they're not right now at the moment. But I'm gonna put all that shit back up, and yeah, you know, I'm gonna put out a lot of merch. Man, I got some dope shit, you know, related to music.
Awesome.
That I got coming, and you know,
Stay
just
tuned.
look out for me.
Follow on Bandcamp. Follow on social media. Yeah, stay up.
Flashius Clayton. Google me.
Like so the only my last thing would be, if anybody is listening to this and they're a cool insider who knows people, tell Tajay and Pigeon John to get at me. Good spirited goons at freemusicempire.com. Legendary shit. Trying to do it, but I need the right roster.